I'm going to start making screencasts, videos that demonstrate software being operated on my computer desktop. The software I am test driving right now is a candidate for making those demonstrations and also operating my web camera. The first screencasts I will produce are for assignments in an online music production course I am now enrolled in. This test drive is for Open Broadcaster Software, or OBS, a free open source package for Windows that can be downloaded on the internet. I've set a few challenges. The first challenge is whether the output of the screen camera can be edited and uploaded successfully to YouTube. If you are seeing this, that has been successful, and we'll check it off in anticipation. The next challenge is working through the basic capture setup. And then the biggest challenge for me has to do with capturing audio with good quality and with two sources. First, the narrator microphone, and also the output from productions using a digital audio workstation. After downloading and installing OBS, I found it in my All Programs section of Windows 8 and added it to the Start screen and also added it to my taskbar so I can start up OBS quickly. When I open OBS, it doesn't have a scene defined and it doesn't have any settings defined, and of course I'm not actually recording yet, so there's nothing in the preview window, which is the white area that says not streaming. The first thing to do is to explore the general settings. There have to be some initial settings made before any kind of recording can be made. On the general settings, the only thing to do is give the profile a name. So I named my profile. I also made sure that it doesn't minimize to the notification area. Under the encoding settings, I'm using the defaults as they were recommended. Quality appears to be just fine, and I'm leaving it alone. For broadcast settings, I do need to make a change. I need to set the mode to file output only. All of my screen camera work is going to be capturing to a file that I will then edit and compose into larger productions and into a form that can be uploaded or viewed as a single video. So I'm setting file output only, and I'm also specifying a file path. The interesting thing about the file path for OBS screencasts is that in addition to setting the location, that is the directory, here it's Suono and then the subdirectory OBS, is it needs an extension. It needs like .mp4 or .flv for the kind of file I'll be producing. For video, I'm going to be doing a screen camera that's standard HD quality. That means I'm going to capture an area of my screen that's 1280 pixels wide and 720 pixels deep. The software is showing me that that's a 16:9 aspect ratio, which of course is what I want. When I set that custom resolution, it automatically indicates that there's no resolution downscale, and the 30 frames per second is exactly what I want. For audio, my microphone is already recognized. It's a monaural microphone. I don't need to set anything else. OBS opens up with an initial scene, but the scene has nothing in it. I'm going to create a scene identifier of my own and configure that scene specific to my application. The way I do that is I right-click in the scene area and then click to add a scene. I'm going to name my scene HD Screen Cam. The next thing I need are some sources. There's nothing to capture if I don't add a source. So I right-click in the source area, click Add, and then click Monitor Capture because I'm going to be capturing off of an area of my computer monitor. I get to name it, and it's going to be 1280 by 720 HD as indicated there. And then it automatically opens a monitor capture dialog and asks me for further information. I'm setting the subregion, that's not set by default. I'm setting an arbitrary corner position of my large monitor that's 400 pixels in and 400 pixels down, and I'm again specifying that the size is 1280 by 720. I'm also going to set the base resolution. I think I've done that already, but I'm going to do it here too. It asks me if I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyhow. It doesn't seem to cause any harm, and it confirms my intention. Now I'm ready to actually record screencasts. An important thing is everything I just went through is saved. It'll be there available to use in starting new projects or continuing on one I'm already working on. Having established all of those settings, now I'm ready to do the pre-roll and then do a screencast. The pre-roll is interesting, and it's something you have to pay careful attention to if you're doing from the desktop screencast with OBS. Using the preview window and recording provide the same capture. The only difference is a file is being created or the file is not being created. Here I'm recording what I would have normally done in preview, so you can see how I calibrate the capture window. One of the difficulties with OBS is that there's no way to see where you set the capture window on the screen itself. That is, there's no outline, no difference in presentation. The way to find the capture window or to place material in it is to start a preview and slide the material in. That's what I did to make the arrangement that you see here. And I'll remove the OBS preview and you can see the slide itself. This is actually an image in the Windows Photo Viewer, and the whole slide set is what I walked through and narrated and that you've already seen. This is how I achieved the alignment that was used for the slides. There you have it. It was done this way. That's how I move material into the predefined capture window and then expand it in such a way that you can't see how I did that and just record from it. That concludes the basic capture setup. It also demonstrates capturing, and it leaves one unanswered question, which is how I accomplish capture with two audio sources. You've seen capture with the narrator microphone. That's what you're hearing. Now I'm going to give you my first example of recording from the desktop and with the narrator on top. Here's a little present from my presence on Second Life. This is an example of me putting a voiceover on top of a performance from my desktop. This is a live broadcast in Second Life that I'm recording and speaking over.